Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Glowing Beauty Addiction. I just filmed the following video and it is essentially a rant about the drama surrounding Mr. Mango Tea as of late. It may be out of order, I may ramble a bit, but it is something that has quite honestly really gotten to me. Similar to my video I did about John cooking, it's one of those things that I can't quite comprehend how a person is. Being dishonest or contradictory or hypocritical, those are things that I don't understand, especially when these things have been pointed out to you. So I had made notes, I sat through his live streams. You owe me. I made notes. I tried to discuss as best I could without getting heated. There may be some cuts in the video just because there are some things that are quite touchy or personal. Yeah, you don't... Anyway, I won't go into it here. I'm gonna put the video after this. My disclaimer would be that everything following this is my opinion. It's stuff that I've concluded or deducted based on what I've seen or heard or read, and it shouldn't be taken as fact. And I'll discuss the difference between fact and opinion in the video. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you don't like drama videos, maybe skip this one. I do this look, but I didn't get all glam today because I will be doing yard work, but I just wanted to sit and do this video. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think of it all down below in the comments. And once again, I'm getting closer and closer to my 100 subscribers. Huge thank yous out to Avid Diva, Nosy Housefrau, who shout me out, and Panicked Antics. So yeah, please enjoy, let me know what you think, and until next time, love you all so much. Bye. Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Glowing Beauty Addiction. Today we have a get ready with me, and we're gonna talk about some of this messy tea that has been going on with the internet today, or not even today. Oh my gosh, it's been like a week of insanity. I think that's about the best word I can use to sum this up. So before I get started, first off, I have primed my face with the usual Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. I have used the Inglot HD Foundation in 73. I do have a link below if you're interested. I think you save 7%. I've done my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Blonde. Kind of falling out of love with this, mostly because it doesn't match that well. And I'm finding, I don't know, maybe I'm running out, but it's getting a little, it doesn't go on as smooth, so we'll stay posted with that. And I used the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I set everything with the Flower Beauty Powder. So I'm going in with the MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre. I don't even know where to start with this drama. I guess where I'll start is the fact... Actually, let's start discussing the difference between fact and opinion. So as a fact, Mango Tea had put out a video stating that he was going to be suing a drama channel or drama channels. In this video, he put a bunch of pictures of different drama channels in his thumbnail, and then he never once in that video said who it was he was suing. So this ticked off a few people, and rightfully so. Why would you want your picture on a thumbnail about being sued and you're not involved? I think that's a completely fair thing to be upset about. And it went from there, it just snowballed. This man will never admit when he's wrong. Now, these are my opinions. These are conclusions I have come to based on the information I've watched and deductions I've made from that. Make your own opinion. Watch the videos. Check on Twitter. You can come to your own conclusion. But I've gone through and I've watched these videos. I've made notes on these videos. I'm going in with my Inglot palette. I've even wrote notes, pages and pages of notes here. So, talking about the difference between fact and opinion. Saying something like, I don't like somebody's hairstyle, is an opinion. Saying somebody has a weak hairline is an opinion. Comparing somebody, saying you think somebody's dress looks like a tablecloth is an opinion. Saying you don't like Laura Lee's new palette is an opinion. Stating as fact that somebody is a drug addict more than once is slander. Now, I know there's lots of talk, oh, they're not even a lawyer, yada, 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 yada. Cool. I'm not a lawyer. I did, however, major in business law. So, yeah, I do know the difference between slander and opinion. And you cannot decide the definition of those words based on whether it alludes to you or somebody else. If somebody is stating the same things you are, it's the same rules apply. You can't say that, oh my gosh, a certain somebody said I have a weak hairline and that's slander, and then turn around and say, I think that so-and-so's eye palette is horrible. Because according to your logic, it's the same thing. And that is what so many people, that is what so many people are mixing up. If one rule applies to somebody, it kind of applies for everyone. You can't pick and choose what you decide is slander or opinion. It's kind of got a pretty clear line on that. Now, this whole situation has got quite a few people fired up, and rightfully so. I've made my notes and I'll go over them, and it might be out of order because this has been such a convoluted situation to try to keep up on that it's insanity. There's no other way to say it. It is just pure insanity. So my next point that I had written down was he has stated more than once that he doesn't want to dox Beauty Truth Sleuth, which is the channel that he's supposedly suing. And he says things like, you know, you can't trust her because you don't see her face. You don't know who she is. And he says things like, so keep that in mind when you're going over to that channel. I wouldn't recommend getting your information from channels or people like that. Isn't that what he's saying these other people have done to him? Cost him income by saying not to watch his channel? Again, it's ridiculous. And on that point, he thinks you can't trust or rely on faceless information. Cool. Does he see the face of everybody who publishes in a newspaper, writes a book, is on the radio? No. The logic is flawed. Seriously flawed. So then, again, more than once, he attacks, and I'm not even going to say, you know, slightly dislikes or anything. He literally attacks Jen Gerard for liking some of Nick Schneider's tweets. First off, It's a free country. Like what you like. Don't like what you don't like. How does that affect you at all? And then the biggest hypocrisy of that is he has liked tweets against Nick Schneider. So again, double standard. How can you say, oh, she can't do it, but I can? It is so incredibly wrong. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, I'm not going full on glam today because all I will be doing is yard work, but I had to, again, get this off my chest. It was the same, and I've mentioned this in videos before. This man has verbal diarrhea, and then rather than owning up to something and saying, oh my God, I messed up so bad, can you ever forgive me? He lays out half-ass apologies and doubles down on pretty much each and every mistake he's made. When all of this, oh, they're after me, they're obsessed with me. Gee, who does that sound like? In fact, you could probably go back to some of JK's videos and see exactly where he said, oh yes, you know, Jeffree Star, he's obsessed with me. Very similar characteristic traits, if you ask me, in my opinion. So, then in his video, retaliation video, he shows all of these tweets like, oh, Nick Schneider, he attacked me out of nowhere. He poked and poked and poked, and I had to poke back. Excuse me. Why didn't you show the times on the bottom of those tweets that you showed in your video? Because I can tell you why. Because I've seen the tweets. I saw it go down. You didn't show those tweets on your video because it would have showed you poked first. You woke the sleeping bear. So to sit and play victim like he's coming at me for no reason is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. You poked first and then you couldn't take it when you got poked back. If you want to be in the drama game, don't dish what you can't take. You need a thick skin. You can't go crying to a lawyer or crying for backup. Fight your own battles. But I know it would be hard to fight your own battles because if you did, you can't play victim. You have to pick. Are you going to be somebody strong who can stand up for yourself, or are you going to be a victim? It's a tough choice to make sometimes. I understand. Dripping in sarcasm, by the way. So then I had the pleasure of watching his live stream last night. First off, my goodness, I have never ever seen somebody so block happy in all my life. Oh, I think this person is friends with so-and-so, block. I think this person's friends with so-and-so, block. Because you're scared. That is the only conclusion I can come to. Because if you weren't, what is the harm of having some different people in your live stream? What would be wrong with hashing out any issues? You know, it's all fine and great and dandy that you can go into other people's live streams, but you won't let them in yours. That's a little unfair. And it's almost as if you want to separate people from the herd. It's like, oh, if I can get Tawny by herself, then I can get her on my side and then everybody will hate her. Geez, does that sound like Scientology to anybody else? Just saying. So then, on the stream last night, MFW, I don't curse, so we'll just call her Miss Frickin' Wonderful, pops into his stream and blocked right away. The same as when Nick tried to get into his stream. Blocked instantly. What a coward move. I'm sorry, my opinion, as I see it. But he says, his exact words were, her calling Scientology to ask about me is like calling the Vatican and asking to talk to the Pope. Bitch, please. You're going to say that you're on the same level as the Pope? Delusions. So then he says, it's like calling an abuser and it's putting me in harm. Isn't that exactly what you did to Jen Gerard? To use your logic, I would say Scientology wanted to kill you, they would have done it already, because that is what you said about Jen Gerard in her domestic violence situation, and that shit is wrong. Excuse me. I know I said I don't curse, but there are times that certain things really get under my skin, and that is huge. So, and then he's on and people are asking him questions, and I love how he keeps saying in his streams, ask me anything, you know, I'm here to answer questions. And people are asking questions that he never answers. Never gets around to it. You know, he would rather go on or get some of his groupies on there to defend him because he can't fight his own fights than answer the questions. It's bad enough that you're going to put people in your thumbnail to clickbait, but then to clickbait your live stream as well. People went there to ask questions and you won't even answer those questions. Like, how are you expecting people to react to you? Seriously. So then he's alluding to other things. This is a Marc Jacobs eyeliner. He's spreading even more slanderous lies by saying, oh yeah, well, Nick called Tawny a snake. Bitch, where? Where? You know, you're bringing up the fact that BTS called Tawny a snake. Well, first off, like, I know that you're used to having all the stale tea. We know this. We've seen it time and time again in all your videos. But that is stale. They patched things up and things are back to hunky-dory, okay? So stop trying to stir a pot of stale tea and keep the drama going when there is absolutely none. Nothing there. It's ridiculous. Then comments that he made, again, in his live stream. He says, oh yeah, drama channels, they're worse than Scientology. But yet, you make a career out of exposing Scientology. You're so scared of Scientology. They're out to get you. They're poisoning your dog. They're outside your house. Paranoid delusions. Which leads to even more hypocrisy and contradictions in his story. Like, how does he say, when he's on, you know, showing credit cards, like that makes him rich? Like, I don't know a 17-year-old that doesn't have a credit card without a job. Anyway, he says, oh no, I bought our house. I bought my house. But then when he's telling his story about Scientology and how scared he is, he says that he had to move in with his hubby. So, which is it? You in hubby's house or did you buy the house? Want to clear that up? Because that's a huge contradiction, in my opinion. This is the Burberry Cat Lashes Mascara. So, which transfers? So then, back, like with the Scientology, he is saying now, definitively almost, that, this is my Inglot highlighter, Scientology poisoned his dog, killed his dog. You know, they're such horrible, evil people that they killed his dog. This is after, of course, he said originally that it had a disease. I can't remember the exact disease. And that's why the dog got sick. Then he's half-assed, jokingly, whatever, said, yeah, maybe Jen Gerard poisoned my dog in a live stream. Ha 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 ha. First off, I have vets in my family. If your dog was poisoned, that could have been anything. Do you take your dogs for walks? Because if you do and you walked by a yard that potentially had sprayed for weeds or anything, and your dog sniffed it wrong, ate some grass, as dogs do. This is the physician's formula bronzer. That could have happened. Was your dog in a parking lot? Maybe the dog licked antifreeze. Antifreeze is very sweet to animals. Accidents happen. It's ridiculous to live in such a paranoid state that you are going to state as fact that Scientology, or maybe Jen Gerard, ha ha ha, poisoned your dog. Get a grip that accidents happen. It was absolutely horrible and sad, and I feel sorry for anybody who's lost a pet. But to dig for something like that is ridiculous. Then we get into just some pretty much blatant lies. I'm going in with the Tarte Blush. Now, some of these blatant lies, well, one that stands out probably most to me is he gets online on a live stream and him and Peter somewhat hash things out. I commend Peter Mon. He stayed calm. He was level-headed, reasonable. He handled that way better than I ever could have. I don't know how he put up with it, actually. And, you know, they agree. Oh, well, no, we're not going to talk about each other. Life is good, all this stuff. He apologizes, half-assed, to Tawny Michelle. Oh, no, everything's good. We're all good. We won't talk about each other. Goes on to the live stream and talks about them both. What is your deal? I don't get it. Say one thing, do another. All the time. All the time. Then he goes in. I know Nick Snyder had retweeted one of my tweets that showed Mr. Mango standing in front of a Scientology church posing for a selfie. These are the people that he's scared of. Scared for his life. They've poisoned his dog. They're out to get him. They're going to ruin his life. On and on and on and on and on. But he's going to go there and pose for a selfie. Smiling. Chill. Not scared at all. Really? Say that your abuser, you're scared of them. I'm sorry, but I am not going to go to the man that abused me, stand in front of his house or near him, and pose for a selfie. What an asinine thing to say or do. Like, I get it. Okay, you're trying to expose them or whatever. Show a little fear. Hell, show any emotion. Your apologies are insincere. And there's some great videos out on YouTube even that show how to judge a real smile versus a fake smile, that type of thing. I have never once seen somebody who is able to have such a lack of empathy but try to portray that they do. So for that, I commend your acting skills. So I guess the biggest point on the apologies and the lack of empathy and that type of thing is an apology never contains the word but. That is the first and foremost. It would negate everything you have said to that point if you use the word but in an apology. I'm going in with wispy my lash, perhaps, if I can do this all on camera. So I guess, I know this has just been me rambling, but it's the same thing I said when I did my video on cooking. It is really hard to, well, trust is earned and not given. Respect is earned and not given. Based on prior acts, I cannot say that I would trust Mr. Mango. You know, my philosophy in my personal life is I will give everybody a chance. I will give anybody the benefit of the doubt. But for me, there's not so much of the fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. That doesn't fly so much with me. I'm more of a one-shot type person. You screw me over once, you lie to me once, you're pretty much done. And then what bothers me even more is when it's people that and this sounds ridiculous, people I know or care about. It's not like Jen Gerard or Nick Snyder or Tawny and I are, you know, going to the Chinese buffet. But these are people that have given me absolutely no reason to not trust them, to not respect them. They have not gone out of their way to play a victim in any circumstance. They've owned their truths, and to me, that's pretty admirable. So, I don't know. I want to know what you guys think of all this drama. I don't want to do another video on Mr. Mango Tea. Mango Mort, as some have hashtagged him. I thought he had a good gig going. I did. I liked his channel. I watched his channel. I enjoyed his content to an extent. I have always hated his intro and his dancing. But I watched his videos. I did not unsubscribe because somebody said he had a weak hairline. I didn't unsubscribe because of what anybody else said. I unsubscribed because I don't like him. Like, own it. I'm probably going to get some people unsubscribe from me because of this video. It doesn't change my opinion on anything. My opinion stays the same. Yeah, it's kind of irrelevant. I'm the type of person that I like to speak my truth. I'll own my truth. If I have screwed up, I will say I screwed up. It's about being a grown-up. I think all of this could have been avoided if Mango had gone to Nick Schneider and said, you know, we're not friends, we don't know each other, it really hurts my feelings when you say this or do this. Yeah, Nick probably would have laughed. But it would have been a heck of a lot more mature thing to do than all of a sudden drag something out of the Stone Age's history and try to play it off as shade or tea. It's even worse that you're going to play it off when it's something Nick himself has done videos on. He's admitted it. He's owned his truth. The same as Tawny Michelle. I can't get over it. I'm going in with a Bite lip liner in 032, and then I'll be going in with the Gerard Cosmetics Candy Kiss lip gloss. Not sponsored. That's the other thing. Accusing everybody who dislikes you of being in cahoots with Jen Gerard is ridiculous. I didn't get this for free. I used some points to get it. Quit being paranoid. Give up the ghost. If you can't handle being part of the drama, don't do drama. Stop it. Do your beauty videos. Do something else. Find what suits you and go with it. And that's my advice. Anyway, till next time, bye.